Thank you, Pak. I hope that you can still stay because we still have two very interesting products to present before the coffee break. Yes, if you agree that we continue with big data from Solusi 247.
Good afternoon. My name is Budi Susanto. I'm the project manager of Solusi 247. Well, actually, we offer many kind of services. We have a radar and maritime solution, and also we have products called vessel traffic services, which can monitor the ship traffic near the ports. But for today, I will introduce you to our tools to make the big data development easier. Just a brief introduction of our company. We were established in 2000, in the year of 2000. At the moment, we have more than 250 employees, and more than 80% are from the technical background. In terms of the revenue, last year we reached our peak. Actually, we have 110 billion rupiahs, or it's almost 8 million euros in terms of revenues. Since its inception, our focus are mainly on the large-scale data processing, and for the first 4 to 5 years, we use relational database management system as our main tools. But as of today, the data keeps growing. Mobile devices are everywhere. For example, in Indonesia, every cellular phone subscriber can have up to 2 or 3 devices, and maybe one of them are smartphones. That's why the challenge for us is how to process the data that keeps growing at our customer, because the data growth not just in volume but also in the velocity and variety. Because currently we just don't have the structured data, but also we have unstructured and semi-structured data. In 2004, Google published a paper called the MapReduce, which is a framework to process the data and using a distributed and parallel process in a cluster, which contains several servers. And one of the implementation of the MapReduce framework is adopted by Apache open source project, and it is called Hadoop. When we first adopted the Hadoop platform, we have issues because in order to be able to do the distributed and parallel programming, we need advanced Java programmers. And at the time, we haven't got many. The problems that we face, that the developers are hard to find, and also you need to write the codes on your own, which will take time. And also when the business requirement comes, we cannot just do the changes in time. So the business adoption becomes complicated and slower. So we created a tools which we call Hagrid 247, or you can name it, you can call it Hagrid 247, which can address those problems. The tools is actually have intuitive drag and drop user interface, so in most cases no coding are required. And also we have in MapReduce framework, you already have tons of libraries from Apache, but we optimize and we enhance codes for delivering optimum performance. Our tools already tested and implemented in several projects at our customer, and the environment actually mixes between branded and commodity hardware. And our tools is also modular pluggable, and you can add your own additional functions as a user-defined functions. So, for example, we have not a customer, but because currently we have a collaboration with universities that we offer them our tools for free to do their research. Because, for example, they have a research for web semantics, which processing big data, and they cannot do it with their own infrastructure. So we give them our tools in order to be able to process the data. So the collaboration not only in research, but also we give the training for their students to be familiar with our tools, and basically we held an event every 2 months with universities to get them familiar with our tools. So it also helped us to get a developer ready for us. So some facts and figures at one of our customers, the biggest one that we have. For the daily data processing, currently we are processing 7 terabytes of data per day, which contains 40 billion records per day. And we extract the data from almost 20 episodes. At the first of the implementation, the cluster is only contains 17 nodes, but at the time being, it has more than double. Actually, currently we have 150 nodes in the cluster. So the cluster is a multi-tenancy. There are 6 applications running on top of that cluster, and it saves costs more than half, and also the performance improves 2 times faster on average. Actually, the performance depends on the complexity of the business rules and requirements. And so this is the system architecture that we have at one of our customer, the biggest one. So as you can see, we have 6 downstream applications: data warehouse, revenue assurance, reporting, customer loyalty, the dashboard for the board of directors, and also the partner management system. Well, our customer that I mentioned here is the biggest telecommunication mobile network operator in Indonesia. And so the business owner can only concentrate on what they want to achieve with their business. The requirement will come from the IT department. Sorry. We have a dream that one day we can penetrate the global market. In order to do that, we need to have partners. So one of our partners that we've been looking into is Innovative Routines International. Unfortunately, this is not a Netherlands company, but it's a US company. Actually, we already partnered with them since more than 10 years ago. Previously, we are the reseller of their products, and they are very strong in the data processing. They have so many products that can process the data and support more than 220 file formats. But their customer would like to have the big data as their main platform to process the data. So in this case, we can leverage both worlds. IRI have customers global in Europe, in Asia Pacific, in North America, and we have the tools that we can help them to move their customer legacy application towards big data. As you can see, our product can process in near real time or stream, and also in batch. Currently, the main framework to use the data in stream, these are actually the open source, all of them are open source project. Kafka, Storm, Espertech, they have created the ready-to-use framework to process the data in stream. And the other, if you want to process the data in batch or not in real time, we have Spark, Test, and also Storm, and also Hadoop. So with our collaboration, the benefits is quick win big data emulation for the IRI customers, and then they can have the smoother integration towards big data. And also with our tools, you can process the structured, semi-structured, and also unstructured data. And their customer also can offload the data warehouse, mainframe, and legacy application to big data. And for us, is actually that we can penetrate to the global market. So if you want to have more information about products, not just big data processing, you can have a visit to our website. It's www.solusi247.com. Thank you for your attention.
Last presenter before we have a coffee break is from Gulfware, which is about RFID. So please, Pak. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Sleepy?
Yes.
Me too. According to survey, one of the ways to prevent you from being sleepy is to put together your left hand and your right hand hardly like this. So put the hands together for yourself. My name is Judy. I came from Dubai. I'm Indonesian though, just because my company is there. And today I'm going to talk about RFID, or radio frequency identification, and what is the application in the real life. So most of you already know what is RFID. Most of you already have like a card to open your door. When you put the card next to the reader, the door will open. Okay, or in some other countries, you use this for paying the train, for example, or get aboard the bus and you pay that. But today, I'm going to talk about the application of RFID for many other things that sometimes is not imagined before. So for the next 10 minutes, I hope will be very inspiring for you. For a moment, I'd like you to join me to send our thought for the victim of earlier we received not so good news that there's an airplane, Airbus 320 belonging to German Wings, just crashed nearby Barcelona, and 150 people on board, still not known the fate. But okay, now I started with this, just so happened that I started with this, to remind us the importance of safety. Sometimes we go by plane and we experience delay, and the delay is sometimes because of the safety check. In every airplane, there are life vests, there are instruction of safety for emergency. Those items need to be checked one by one before you can fly. And sometimes it takes a long time to check. Imagine, check one, yeah, it's still there, move. If it's a small plane, maybe it takes very fast, but if it's a big plane, it takes a long time. So, by using RFID, the same thing like the one in your car that to open the door, but this one can go at a longer range. By putting that chip on each of the life vests, and me, as the flight inspector, I can just walk around with my device. I can detect that, okay, that thing's still there, that thing's still there. So I can cut down the checking time, I can cut down the time for the airplane to park at that airport, hence I can save a lot of money. And at the same time don't compromise on the safety. So this is one. The next example, we did this for a hotel in Dubai, Novotel Hotel. They have 20,000 items spread across 400 rooms and lobbies, kitchen. So the problem with them is it takes so long to check those items one by one. It takes about 3 months. So, and if the thing have to be checked every quarterly, every time they finish the checking, they have to go back to the first item to check again. This is not very efficient. So, instead of using barcode or a manual label for all the items, we replace them with RFID chip. And using RFID reader, I can just go enter into one room, I can download the list of the items that I'm supposed to see on that room, and press the button, and all the items will reply to my reader, and it shows green, green, green means the item is still there. Got the idea? Okay. Next, in logistics, we have seen Abyor earlier has a presentation about asset management, logistics. Managing logistics is not a very easy thing. In fact, it's very complex, very complicated. And here, RFID can help by speeding up the process of locating items. Whether the item is on the move, okay, like this, or whether the item is stored over there. Not just identifying which item is stored in which place, but also at the back end you can calculate how long this item has been stored. Hence you can build them for the actual number of storage days. This is not Dubai. Dubai is trying to be a smart city. Okay, this is not very smart apparently. I have seen also in Europe there are some parking areas that requires you to go down of your car and then pay putting some coins or pay by card or sending SMS. Well, those are good, but it's not very smart. What we try to do in Dubai is here we are trying to help the government there this is Dubai. Yeah. It's pretty much like Europe. Probably you thought there are camels there. They are, but not in the city. We replace them with a smart parking system. Okay, so all cars will have RFID chip that transmit the identification. This ID doesn't have your name or your birth date or your address, just like a license plate on your car, right? But the government who install the readers along these corridors, they would know that this is your car. And if your car parked there, you'll be given 5 minutes grace period. If you don't move, because there is a motion sensor in that RFID device, if you don't move for 5 minutes, then they will start charging you. So you can just leave your car there and go shopping or go meeting. You don't worry that, oh, 1 hour, man, I have to go back and put some more coins. No such thing. Okay, you just go at your convenience, and furthermore, we can combine with the security feature, because there's a movement sensor inside the tag that put inside your car. If your car is moving, maybe somebody tried to open or somebody hit your car, it will alert you on your smartphone. And at the same time, it will alert the security guards nearby, or the enforcement. So, next, in the gaming industry, RFID has been used to combine the reality and the virtual games. For example, here, anybody play Skylanders? Okay, this is very interesting games because you have to buy the figurines to play the games. When you buy the figurine, you put it here on the portal, so they call it portal, and then the character will appear on the screen and then you can play it. What actually happened is, all of these characters are already inside the software, but to activate the character, they have to buy the figurine which has an embedded RFID reader, and this portal is essentially an RFID reader. This is the tag, this is the reader here. So when it sends, it will activate that on the software. Anybody play Ingress? This is another game. It's a virtual augmented reality games where you can go to Eindhoven station and you will see that it's actually an alien there, over there on your phone. Of course, you have to install the application there. So it's a location-based game. How does it work? Is it will use the GPS on your phone and then do an augmented reality to project that virtual reality into your phone. The problem is, the GPS on the phone can be easily faked. I can transport myself to China, to Tokyo, to New York right now just by hacking my phone and pretend as if I'm there. Many people do that. But if you combine this with RFID, let's say we put this a small chip under the statue of Eindhoven in the central station, you have to really go there, tap your phone there, to confirm that you are actually in Eindhoven. So I cannot fake it anymore. This is in the gaming industry. In the sports industry, well, this is obviously not PSC Eindhoven. This is our national team, Indonesian national team, under 19. We hope someday they can be like the Division 1 or Division 2 of Eindhoven. But we really want to help them to monitor the performance by using an RFID tag put on their body, and this tag can monitor their body temperature, the distance traveled, and their heartbeat. So, what does it mean? That means if a player has run too long, his body got overheated, then the coach will know that it is time to replace him. Or maybe the next day, some player said, I'm too tired, I run too far. The statistics says, no, you only run for 5 kilometers, what are you saying? Right? And this is very good for talent acquisition, because all the statistics is there. And this is just a piece of the whole system. We have big data. We have heard the Solution 247 presentation earlier. This can be combined with that, and it needs a very big infrastructure at the back end. Later on, we will listen to the presentation from Keywords, who has the hardware to store all this information. Okay. So, it's really getting more interesting. What else? We can use the RFID as indoor navigation or even outdoor. GPS can only work outdoor, but with RFID, it will assist you to even navigate indoor. And this is very useful if the person has some disabilities, like visual impairment disabilities. We can put the RFID tag on a certain place, and it will be detected by the sensor on the stick, and it will give audible cue to the person. But this is not all about just urban. We also help our rainforest to monitor them from illegal logging or from illegal burning, from destruction of the rainforest. How? We put our RFID we put our RFID tags on the trees. Okay, there is a motion sensor, there is a vibration sensor, there is a temperature sensor there. So if somebody try to bring a chainsaw machine, right, it will detect and it will send a signal. There's something wrong. If somebody tried to chop with an axe, there's a vibration. It will be sent also. And we can put that on the ground. So if there is a heavy vehicle passing by, it will detect. If somebody burned the trees, there is a temperature sensor. It will detect and send as well. And we developed something like this. This is a bit difficult to think, but okay. This is an RFID tag with a solar panel, so it doesn't need any battery. So we can just easily put over there and put like a small batteries or capacitors to store this. The power is good for life. You don't need to replace the batteries. Okay, so that's our presentation for today. We hope you enjoy it, and there are some more coming after the coffee. And thank you very much.
So I hope you have enjoyed a bit about Indonesian technology, about the capability and capacity of our smart guys from Indonesia. So a little bit other side of what you know so far. We still have 5 interesting companies and 5 interesting products to present after the coffee break. So sorry for being late. Now we have half an hour coffee break. We hope to have you again here back about half an hour later. Thank you very much. Have a nice coffee.